Hello, Fireman King here. Welcome to my first episode 0 on the Athoscraft server. In this episode, I'll be giving a tour of my base, my Redstone Academy, my starter base, and a little bit of the realm. Uh, it's a little on the long side, but that's usually how tours go. Hopefully, my future videos be short, sweet, and quite a bit more entertaining. But I hope you like and enjoy this one. If so, consider subscribing. You have a good one. Currently at the shopping district at my iBuy store where I make no money at. It's a community area where people can buy and sell, and it's totally not a ripoff of any store that people use online. It is completely an original idea down to the colors and everything. And I'd be upset if anybody says otherwise. Um, this town center or town hall, whatever we want to call it, RC did the majority of this, and it's amazing. Uh, got Garth's giant rocket over there, and shop. I wonder if he has any more shulkers in here. Yeah, I might have to buy some of those later because I'm running low. I say low, and I got 2 double chests worth. Little mini rocket. Tony over here running for mayor, and quite an impressive mayor, if you ask me. Not even mayor yet, and already building statues of himself. Or I think RC actually built this or something. I don't know who built this, but it's massive, and I'm likely to cover it in graffiti. Um, but that's not going on this video. Uh, my other shop here is part of the Redstone Academy, which we'll get to in a little bit. Um, it's a redstone shop that DC runs. Uh, and this section here is the sign up for the academy, which has been delayed till whenever. There's no date that it's actually going to start back up. But right now it's going to be myself, RC, and Tony as the professors or red magicians, whatever we decide to call ourselves. Uh, and there's room for a fourth one, whoever it may be. But this is a sign up spot for that, and this is the stock that's being sold. Um, that's about all I'm gonna show here. That there's other videos of the area here, but I'll just give a quick little flyover. Alright, so the first place I want to go is my starter base, which I have no portals. I don't ever build portals, and there's the rain again, of course. It always rains on this server. On this realm, rather. But I don't use portals because I enjoy flying a little bit too much. I do need to get portals. But my starter base is just right across the water here. And there's a nice little hobbit hole. Uh, my original plan was to have a cave system going underneath the entire map. And, yeah, some destruction and lava here. We'll get to that in a minute. Uh, my original plan was to have a cave system going under everybody's bases and pop up around, but I kind of strayed away from that idea to go to a different project and a different base idea. Um, just a few small farms in here. I think this was a zero tick kelp farm. Uh, it might still actually work. Yeah, it still works, but it's not actually connected to anything. I had furnaces down here, but I I robbed them and took them over to my new base. Uh, let's see what else. I like, made some decorative areas here. My bed. Gotta learn to walk. Need railings up here. Uh, had an enchantment room in here, but I moved that over to the spider farm and the shopping area for everybody to use. So this during the headhunt game, I'm sure if you watched any other videos, you would have seen I just killed RCE with a trap here. Had an egg on there, and when he took the egg off, it triggered the trap and set off an explosion and made him fall into lava. And this whole area was lava, and somehow he survived. Uh, Afterwards, I almost got Tony with it by, having him come in and see the devastation. That's when I put the water on the obsidian and lava, and showed him the wrong spot. Showed him the redstone part of it, which is just a comparator going into a repeater, and had redstone dust going down this way to set off the TNT. And I showed him, and when I showed him, I had set up a trap for him when I put the item in the item frame, and it would have made him fall into lava. I had lava down here, and I done destroyed it because it failed as a trap. But I had dispensers shooting both ways, so if he did fall down in here, he would be surrounded by obsidian with arrows shooting him from both ways. But I kind of derped and forgot the most important part, which was to block him in. And he managed to jump out right as the trap was actually set and survive. So almost got both of them during the hunt with the same trap. Should have got them both, but I failed. And kind of disappointed. But it was still fun. So it was nighttime outside. Alright, so that's about all that there was to that base. From here, I decided to make a Redstone Academy because I consider myself a bit of a whiz at Redstone. Not a super expert, but I'm pretty good. So I wanted to make an academy, and decided to call it the Red Magic Academy, and built it over in the medieval district. And whoa, that is new. All right, this got to be Darth's doing. That is quite impressive, Darth. Has not been on here too long. He's already got some amazing looking areas. Keep up the good work. But yeah, my academy was right here. Kind of stepped away from this for a different project, but it could still use some detailing on the outside. The plan was to build with redstone in the actual decoration and everything. Used up a lot of redstone. Oh, this is the old sign by the hunt. So here we have the barracks. And this is where the students would stay. Each one of them would have a room. There's 2 rooms upstairs as well. So there's two barracks. So 4 students in each, eight students possible. Over this way we have the offices and We'll get to the center part in a second. We have the offices and the storage area. Again, it could still use some decoration on the outside, but projects, other projects came ahead. Down here is the storage area. And some a little bit of storage over there, some over here, and I had a whole sorting system in here, uh, but I kind of stole it for my other project. It was running low on hoppers, so wasn't really using this. So I figured I'd go ahead and borrow some pieces. It was actually a pretty neat design because when the chest was actually filled up, the redstone torch above would actually turn off, so you would know that your item was full. That was a neat little concept. May use something like that again later on down the road. Upstairs is the offices. This center one here, again unfinished, is the main meeting room. Then we have 4 little offices for each of the instructors. This area is the main courtyard, or I don't know how you want to describe it. Basically, each of the 8 students gets its own 16 by 16 pad. It's not actually chunk a line, but it's 16 by 16 to simulate building in one chunk. And this is where the students would bring their redstone and make some sort of contraption and practice the redstone work on campus. Over here is the classrooms, and there's another little fun thing inside of these two. But they're again still need decoration, but it's where the students would come meet with the professors and get some knowledge. But yeah, let's go to these. When I was inviting Tony and RC to join as instructors, I had them come here, and the hunt was still going on, and they were quite afraid. I wish I had a recording of that, but I brought them up here first, and they were even afraid to walk across this pressure plate. They thought I had done, because I in their defense, I did trap my starter base to try to kill them both, so it wouldn't be surprising if I blew this entire thing up to kill them. So they didn't trust it, but I finally convinced them to come in, and they basically walked like this the entire time, because I guess that face is scary. I don't see why, but this is a face you can trust. So finally, I got him to come over. I showed him, gave him a little bit of tour, just like I gave here, and brought him over to classrooms. And I asked him, "Hey, come on in here." Yeah, if they thought there was something going on, this would be the room that they would think. I was like, "Come on in, let's have a meeting." They would not walk in at all. RC actually sat there and was tossing items onto the pressure plate to see if anything would blow up. Um, I came over to my chair, waited for them. Finally, they sit down, and Tony had a good idea. He climbed up here and stood on this. So if the floor did give out, he wouldn't fall. But he broke a chair in the process. Anyway, discussed with them and said, "All right, welcome to the gang, or welcome to the academy. Thanks for helping. Let's go to the next room and finalize the meeting." Next room over here. This is not suspicious at all. I don't know why they were afraid of this. There's nothing suspicious here at all. But I told them, come on in. I'm going to need you both to stand on the pressure plate and pull the lever in front of you. It took what felt like a lifetime for them to actually do it. But I finally got them to stand on it. Let's see if I can do this by myself. Oh, they both stood on the pressure plate, pulled it, snowballs. So, yeah, that was my second trap for them. Obviously, it's not going to kill them. I wasn't going to win the headhunt. But yeah, fun little trap. Maybe someday they'll post their perspective of it. Um, that's it for the academy part of it. I do plan on building a castle up on top of here. I've done flattened this out, um, and mob proofed it for while I was working up here, but I haven't got around to it. I also have this land over here claimed, um, for like a villager area. Uh, but that's it for the Redstone Academy. Um, Next, we'll fly over to my project and my main project, my main base, and check out some of the builds along the way. I believe that one is Blim. I think this Biggles and Cade. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure, but all of it's looking pretty cool. Like these walls, they actually inspired me at my base where I'm at now, um, which we'll see in a short moment. So let's hurry up and fly over there and continue with the tour. Alright, right here. This is solar. It's got some nice projects going on, nice builds, looking really nice. Actually, let's fly up here. Oop. Oh, well, did that on purpose. Trying to look for a place to put the bed down so the rain will go away. There we go. And let's try that again. There we go. Alright, so this solar's kind of a neighbor. DC's over that way. I'm not sure whose this is. It might still be solar. I think that might have been his original. I'm not sure. Mine is pretty much directly this way. And it's kind of hard to miss when we get there. Yeah, it's just a little build. Let's get a good angle of it. Yeah, it's kind of massive, and I'll explain why when we actually get inside. But each one of these sections here, I plan on doing some sort of decoration like this. This is the build palette, netherrack. You never see anybody build with that. So it should be pretty interesting. Um, and again, I don't have an entrance or a portal, so I kind of punch my way into it every single time I want to go into it. Which I've even put stairs over here for myself. But yeah, this is my main base right here. So did this chandelier thing. Uh, Turned out pretty well. Each one of the sections is a random length I used with the random number generator, and it's uh, another brick, another brick wall, and then another brick fence. So it actually looks like a stalactites or mites, whatever, one come from the ceiling. And then I put a trim up around the outside in quartz because that's part of the design. Uh, don't mind these floating lights; they're actually just there temporarily. This is all mob proof. These are half slabs, and under the quartz here is where I got the lighting at. These are more or less just for decoration. So the big part of this is the sorter. And yes, this is an automated sorter. It's not one item per row, it's three separate items each. Um, these extra barrels are shulker fulls of whatever the item might be. So I got a few different spots in there. I got a shulker. Well, I had a shulker full of quartz. I've already used a good bit of it. Uh, some wool. Let's see. Actually, let me go replenish my food real quick. And apparently, I got diamonds in there. That was from Tony. He bought some food off of me. Okay, I made some diamonds. Thank you for that, Tony. But yeah, we got bone blocks, lots of rotten flesh, and yes, I'm collecting them. I do plan on selling them down the road if anybody wants to use them to trade with villagers. But for now, I'm just collecting. String, and you can see that those things are all part of a mob farm I got up above. We'll get to it. Uh, so the sugar cane, I got a lot of that, so I can make rockets with the gunpowder, and 3 shulkers worth. Pretty good little bit. And I also have a shulker's worth in my ender chest. Not super organized. I know where everything's at. I need to get it more organized, and I'll eventually do that when I fill it up. Uh, this is where I just keep my shulkers, and actually I am running low on that side. Still got a decent amount there. Yeah, that's the face of my sorting system. The redstone, I haven't completely covered it up, so that's kind of nice. Um, it's just a normal sorter. That's the overflow. I can't go in that way because I bought my head on it. Oh, I got item frames corresponding to whatever items in each slot, so it helps out when I'm coming through, troubleshooting, organizing, whatever it may be. Uh, so the way I did it, this row here is the bottom row of the outside there, and it's just it funnels into chest systems, and this one right here, this row is the middle row, and it comes from this sorter that's directly above. Um, yeah, it comes from this sorter. This is where I have my dirt and stuff, the earthing materials, uh, and they flow right behind these. They do not interact. They just flow in there normally. Um, then this goes all the way down, and then this side of it, sorter, it's kind of you can see how it flows into the barrel right there. So it comes down this way, flows in. This one comes down, flows into that chest, and there's actually a hopper under that chest flowing into the middle row. And this one just goes all the way under. So yeah, this is the top row, and it's all on this side. Yeah, my stone and stuff up here. Cause I don't know if you can tell, I use a lot of it. Uh, I need to organize my pathway. I have to break this block every time I come in here. But it'll eventually come down the road. Uh, so yeah, let's start with the mob farm. Uh, show that off. Let me get some more rockets. I'll just take some out of here instead of dealing with the ender chest. So I need to make a better path upwards. Right now, I just have the scaffolding. Oh, this is the input. Um, you see some items are flowing in from a mining session I did a little bit ago. Uh, nice little. I know I had diamonds in here somewhere. A whole stack of diamonds, diamond ore. Maybe it already went through, but I can actually stop the flow, which is useful sometimes for when you put the items in. I don't know. It allows you to see what you're putting in. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Uh, yeah, this is the input. This tube here is where my drops from the mob farm above comes down through. Uh, don't know why there's a hole here, but it doesn't affect it. Um, so let's go on up. All right, and this is the middle area. This not quite mob farm yet. Don't know what I'm building here. It's either gonna be a villager area or just a bunch of passive farms. Not sure if I'm building my passive farms underground or in this middle area here. But up above is the mob farm itself. And if I can fly. Oh, yeah, that's why I need to get good pathways and stuff. Alright, so I can come up here and I got a little AFK chamber down there. Um, and you'll see eventually, you may be able to hear the trident killer going on and off. And eventually, the items will flow down into here. There they go. There's some flesh coming through right now. Flesh, arrows, gunpowder. And they just slowly make their way down to the storage system down there. Don't believe I have a path into it right now. Again, I need to get this organized. It is looking sloppy. Let's see, where can I punch a hole at? Should be fine if I punch one right here. Oh yeah, I had a hole right here from where I gave Alaskis and somebody else a tour. I forgot who else was up here. See if I could. Missed a piece. That's okay. No big. We'll fix it later. But it's a pretty simple farm. The mobs spawn on these, and they spawn with their head in the glass block, and that immediately pushes them off into the water streams down here. The only things that don't get pushed are spiders, but they do eventually fall. See, two skeletons just spawned in the pack. They do eventually fall, and the spiders, they don't always fall down into the killing chamber because they're bigger than the 2x2. And that's why I have the magma blocks there to help with that issue and prevent them from just clogging it up completely. Um, but yeah, you can see it's pretty good rates. I don't think there's. I think Cade's the only other one online right now. Nope, I got off a while ago. So yeah, it's just me, and it's pretty good rates. Um, but it's a lot of platforms. Goes up quite a bit. Um, and I do actually plan on adding to this. So this section here and the other section I was just on over there, I'm going to have nether portals to spawn zombie pigmen, and I don't know if piglins come through with the new update, but definitely going to have the portals for the pigmen so I can actually farm gold as well with this one farm. However, it would make pigmen attack me pretty much wherever I go. It'll be fine. Um, so yeah, that's mob farm. They spawn in packs, and it's kind of fun to watch because you'll see a good pack of you know like 10 creepers come through at once. It's pretty crazy how fast they come down. There you go, creeper, 3 skeletons. Uh, but yeah, that's the mob farm, and that's the third floor, more or less. Yeah, I don't think I ruined any redstone. Uh, this trident killer I got from Silent Whisper, and I made a little bit of an adjustment. I think he had dispensers. Uh, I used repeaters because it slows it down a little bit and actually allows them to fall in there a little bit better. Uh, Kills them a little bit slower, but because they actually fall down, it's a little bit more reliable. Um, oh yeah, so the reason why the base is laid out the way it is on Bedrock, the simulation distance is 4 chunks, and this setup here allows me wherever I'm at in this base, whether I'm in that corner, or anywhere inside, the entire base is loaded. And all these farms that I have planned up on that floor, uh, see, I don't think I'm going to have any passive farms down in this area, but all the passive farms I have up in that area will be able to constantly be running as long as I have them on. I'm going to have on off switches for everything. So they will be able to run no matter where I'm at in here. So I can be over here working on a project and I don't have to worry about something all the way over on that side not working. Oh, it it allows for a lot of AFK. Um, yeah, back to the tour. The bones when they come down here. Right. I take them out, bone meal, or turn them into bone meal, and come over here to this little contraption. And all this is bone meal powered sugarcane farm. They split 2 separate ways, and that's how I get my sugarcane for the rockets. Now, eventually, I probably will have a passive farm above, but this produces more than enough, and it's honestly it's kind of fun to watch. Uh, I love the way this turned out with the. I just shot through the glass, magic. Um, yeah, I love the way how this turned out with coal. It's a nice contrast to the floors here, and I've also used it over here at this. And what this is, we'll get to that. Let me go. You may figure out as soon as I start grabbing stuff. Let's see, we'll take that, that. So yeah, it's a forge, smelter, whatever you want to call it. There's that stack of diamonds. Yeah, it was a nice little mining session. I even got a enchanted apple. I got a couple more in my inner chest. Alright, so this thing is a piston feed tape super smelter. And actually, I probably should call it a mega smelter. Um, Big thanks to Darth for helping me design this, and by helping me, I mean he designed this, the outside of this. I did the piston feed tape. I did redstone. You can see my decoration. It's just a wall, although this did turn out pretty good. Majority of my stuff is flat, not very special, and he helped me a ton with this, and it turned out really well. And part of it was to have the uh, furnaces exposed so you can actually see. Um, this is the output. You see, I had run some cobblestone through earlier. And this is the input. So what you do to start it, both you got to flip both levers, and you'll see they start rotating. It's kind of hard to actually tell that they're rotating, but you'll notice when they actually get lit. So we'll just go ahead and check everything in there. You'll see there they go, and oh, they're fueled up, and they're going to start flowing in here. They got to get all the way around because the output is on the bottom over there, but you'll see in a moment that they'll start flowing in. And I forgot how many stacks I did. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, almost 12 full stacks. And I guarantee you it'll be done before I get done giving it a tour behind. Um, yeah, you can see how fast it's coming in. So, a little bit of a secret entrance here. So, these feed tapes, they just automatically detect when the furnace gets in front of it and sends a signal activating it. Um, this is my fuel. We'll get there in a second. This is for if I want to put. That's for if I want to fall. Let me say it that way. This is for if I want to put a different kind of fuel in there. Because right now it's bamboo powered. Um, if I want to put anything else in there, like kelp or something, later on down the road when they fix kelp farms, which is the plan, I'll just fill this chest, and that will keep this stocked up uh, quite nicely. Trying to. Actually, that's odd. I'm looking at the hoppers underneath of that. So, yeah. All right. Let's go back one up here. All right. So this is the zero tick sugarcane farm, or not sugarcane, bamboo farm. It's just for fuel. I don't plan on profiting off of any of this. I know people don't like the zero tick, but until they fix kelp, I can't bring myself to do anything else. They need to fix kelp. You bone meal kelp and it will stop growing. Like it just randomly stops growing altogether, and you have to break it and replant it. It's quite annoying, but this is plenty fast enough to keep up. And yeah, I have a lot of backup storage as well. In no time, this will actually be backed up. So I'm not even going to leave it running. I believe this was a design from Silent Whisper as well. Could be wrong on that. It's the falling sand one. It's all over the place. And you can see the furnaces are done. No more coming out. Uh, I believe it was 84 furnaces. So, yeah, a nice little system there. Uh, oh, yeah, got to turn it off. It actually turns off when you hit either one of the levers, but I like to flip them both up for symmetrical purposes. Um, Yeah, that's it for the base. I have a stone generator coming right here. Uh, I got it designed on Creative. Uh, just gotta actually get it built in here. It may take up the whole thing. We'll see. It's not automatic. You do have to mine it, but all the manual farms down here, semi-manual at least, are going to be down in these two corners, maybe over here and here. Uh, all the passive farms are going to be above and then maybe below if I do decide to dig out the bedrock. That that is a base. There's only one little bit extra. Uh, that's all the way up top, which again I have no path to. And it's actually there's not even a hole to get into it. Um, so the mob farm is on this section right here. This section here is the going to be the passive mobs or passive farms, and very top here is going to be the living quarters. Um, that's actually where I'm going to, actually have like a decorative thing going for like bedrooms and stuff, whatever it may be, whatever I decide to put up there. But that's just going to be like my living area, and I will probably have bubble vaders going through the mob farm to get me up and down. Uh, that's later on down the road. Uh, Still got quite a bit to do. Oh yeah, and you can see this goes almost up to build limit. Build limit's 256. This goes up to 250. Uh, the way I did this was every section is 50 blocks, starting from right here, which is at 100. So this is 150 here, 200, and then 250 all the way up. Oh, I was died. I would have lost all of Tony's diamonds. But yeah, that's my base. Thank you for joining me, and look forward to having more videos out there for you.